The Galactic Council chamber was designed to intimidate. Its vaulted ceiling stretched across dimensions that human eyes struggled to comprehend. Its floors gleamed with materials that didn't exist in any single dimension simultaneously. Its walls displayed the unified might of 17,000 years of accumulated civilization. And yet, as the human woman stood at the center of that impossible chamber, she made it all seem small. "You have no standing here," announced Magistrate Zephton of the Ancient Ones, his voice carrying the weight of centuries. "Your species has been part of the Coalition for merely 3 years. You possess no military authority, no diplomatic credentials, and no right to address this council regarding the Void Crisis." The human woman, identified in the records as Captain Elena from the world called Earth, didn't flinch. Her uniform bore the scars of recent combat, scorched edges, torn fabric, stains that the medics knew came from the blood of her own soldiers. "You're right," she said quietly. "I have no right to be here." The council shifted, perhaps expecting capitulation. Instead, Elena's voice grew harder. "But 40,000 soldiers who trusted me to lead them, they had no right to die in that sector either. Yet they did. At the Krell blockade, they died. At the Void Rift defense, they died. At the Crystal Nebula stand, they died. 40,000 humans, each one believing they were fighting for the Coalition. Each one believing they mattered to you." She stepped forward, and something in her movement made even the most powerful beings in the chamber lean back. "So here's what I'm going to tell you. I don't care about standing. I don't care about credentials. I care about the fact that you sent my people to fight a war with outdated tactics and insufficient resources, and you watched them die from your comfortable chambers while you debated budget allocations." Magistrate Zephton's form shifted into what might have been anger. "You dare speak to this council with such disrespect? We have forgotten more about warfare than your species will ever know. Your people are children playing with weapons you don't understand." "My people are children?" Elena's laugh was bitter and sharp. "My people fought the void creatures with nothing but conventional weapons and courage. We held that line for 17 days without reinforcements. Do you know what your ancient wisdom said about that sector?" She pulled up a holographic display, showing the Council's own strategic assessment. The recommendation was clear: Sector 7 is indefensible. Recommend full evacuation. Your wisdom said we couldn't win. Your ancient knowledge said we'd die. And you know what? We did die. 40,000 of us. But we didn't die running. We died holding the line so the rest of the Coalition could evacuate the civilian population. We died buying time." Elena's eyes locked onto each council member in turn. 40,000 humans died because you told us we weren't ready. 40,000 died because you didn't believe in us. And 40,000 died buying your retreat. "A noble sacrifice," interjected Councillor Methlara of the Ethereal Collective, her tone suggesting she was conferring a compliment. "Your species has proven its worth through its willingness to—" "Don't," Elena cut her off. "Don't you dare frame the deaths of 40,000 as some romantic sacrifice. They didn't die for honor. They didn't die for glory. They died because the only alternative was to let everyone else in that sector die instead. Because we understood something your 17,000 years of wisdom seems to have forgotten." She moved closer to the holographic display, gesturing at the casualty figures. "You think you're ancient and powerful because you've accumulated knowledge and technology. But you're fragile. You've never had to fight for your survival. You've never faced an enemy that didn't negotiate, that didn't respect treaties, that didn't care about your carefully constructed hierarchies." Elena's voice dropped, but somehow it carried more weight than before. "Humans fight. That's what we do. Not because we're good at it. Not because we enjoy it. But because when the alternative is extinction, we fight. When the alternative is surrender, we fight. When the alternative is watching our people die, we fight harder." She turned to face the entire council directly. 40,000 of my soldiers are dead because you underestimated us. Because you thought 3 years wasn't long enough to understand the stakes. Because you thought our methods were primitive compared to your ancient wisdom. Elena pulled up a final file, the strategic analysis of the void creatures, based on the data collected during the 17-day stand. But here's what those 40,000 deaths bought you, the first comprehensive weakness analysis of the void creatures ever compiled. Every weakness documented. Every behavioral pattern recorded. Every vulnerability catalogued. She let that sink in. So yes, I have no right to be here. But my 40,000 dead soldiers have more right than any of you. Because they taught this galaxy something about survival that your 17,000 years never could. The chamber fell into absolute silence. Elena straightened her uniform, her jaw set firm. So here's my recommendation, you either listen to what we learned in that sector, or you prepare for those void creatures to reach your core worlds. Because they're not going to stop for protocol. They're not going to care about your standing or credentials. They're going to do what they do best. She paused, her voice cold and final. And unlike you, humans know how to fight things that don't follow the rules. Kindly like and subscribe channel. Thank you.